No sound. I see. That is not good. Full tech, Flash Tech webcam. Let me get our audio here. Okay, that should give you sound. Yes, I see sound. Thank you, Rose, for telling me there was no sound. I appreciate that. No, nobody else could hear what I was saying. For whatever reason, it changed it to something that I don't even know what it was. So I just heard you. Yay. Thank you, Mike. Sorry, guys. I've lost everybody in the first 5 seconds because I'm just talking. Okay, cool. So let me go back and tell you, I'm just going to go over my 3-part framework for, and the 3-part framework is for short form video, and how to get it done is plan, produce, and promote. And also turn on your microphone. That's really important too. Uh, plan, produce, and promote are the 3 steps I'm going to walk through, including some tools and some other things that, yes, we can hear us now, right? Let me know. Um, that I'm going to go into depth on. So the planning is really about getting that in place, because if you don't have a plan, you're not going to do it. It's just true. So you're going to come up to that point where I need to be doing the short form video, but you don't have a plan, and so you won't do it. So that's first of all. Yay, they can hear me. Yay, Rose, thank you for letting me know. I would have just babbled on and it would have been silence. So thank you for letting me know. The second, so I'm going to go into each one of these into depth. Let me kind of get started here. I got thrown off my little plan here, right? So the first thing is planning your videos, and you need to generate those ideas. So part of that is setting up those ideas in advance and then setting up templates to create them. So it's 2-part process. One is creating the ideas, and then the second part is creating the templates so that you're not having to think about it every time and reinvent the wheel and figure it out. So I have given you both of these. I'm going to show you both of these here. The first thing is generating ideas. And I have a really great tool for you to do that. And that is it's my generation, and I put it's at the bottom, the bit.ly link I put at the bottom is a free content generation tool. And what this does is it helps you to set up strategic content. So it's not just throwing content out there, it's actually strategic content that hooks up to your brand. So it works you through an entire process. It's a spreadsheet, it's in Google Docs, it's free. So I would love for you to take advantage of that. So I'm going to share that also. I don't think the content generation thing doesn't necessarily come up in, like, say, Twitter if you're watching there or somewhere, but it definitely comes up in most of the other platforms. And if you don't see it there, that's fine. It's right here on the screen. It's bit.ly SM content gen. There it is right there. So I would love for you guys to grab that, because that is one easy way for you to immediately start to create content. And I'll just ticker it across the bottom here too, so you can see it really well. So this particular process takes you through your content pillars and what you should be thinking about for each one. And it takes about 2 hours to do the entire process. And then you will have like a framework and a place to put all this stuff. So if you start with that, that's great. So setting up that generation of ideas is huge. And I did actually do a really fun thing here. I created a list of things that you might want to consider for ideas. So you might want to take a screenshot of this. I'll make it really big. I just created or generated a bunch of ideas of different ways to approach the content. So product demonstrations, customer testimonials, behind the scenes footage, industry news, Q&A sessions, giveaways, promotions, inspirational messages, holiday and seasonal messages, employee spotlights. I kind of like that idea. Product demos, behind the scenes on your product. Collaborations always are amazing. Takeovers, like I should let my teenage son take over my business account. It would be much more exciting that day. User generated content, looking for people that are your clients and sharing their content on yours, especially with short form video. This could work really well in TikTok or like Reels, because you can do reactions. So they allow you to take other people's content and put your reactions side by side. I'm sure you've seen them. Sneak peeks, of course, that's a sneak. Yeah. Sneak peeks. Humorous and relatable content. So anything that kind of makes fun of your niche, or kind of the condition somebody might be in, is really helpful. Meet the team, where you like maybe meet a team for like a behind the scenes, like say somebody's running an event and you let everybody see it, the team that's behind it. How-to videos, of course, are really important. Personalized messages. I think this is really cool too because TikTok has a way that you can actually answer a comment with a message. So you can answer a comment with another short form video, which I think is really cool. So that's another way for you to just continue to create amazing content. Personalized messages, interactive content is where you ask people to participate, take a poll, to tell them what they think about it. And virtual events, of course, are kind of fun. I don't, in short form content, I think a virtual event could be like the way, if you're doing a virtual event, you can use short form video to get people interested in that event by showing different pieces of it. And then cause related content, of course, is always good. So these are just a few, guys. There's so many different ways that you can do this. And so I don't know if anybody has any other ideas for content that you think is great for short form video, throw it into the comments because we want to share here. I want this to be a community, a comment community. And I know you guys are in some different platforms. So I appreciate you're here. I see in LinkedIn, I have a few, and in Facebook, and also a couple in YouTube. So hi. So definitely let us know what you think. And I will throw your ideas here up on the screen too for everyone to see. So ideas for content are really important. More important than that is those kind of categories of like types of content I just threw up. But you also want to have pillars, which is like your focus. So I could do user generated content, but I would do it within my focus, which is in my 4-part process. I do create, connect, collaborate, and calibrate, which is like the measurement part, right? So I have these 4 steps that I would focus on in order to create that content. So I would say, how do I create content? That's one of the things I talk about all the time is how you create content. So here I am teaching you how to create short form content. I could teach you how to create long form content, podcasts. I'm just thinking of a few blog posts and those kinds of things. So I can actually make content on each one of those things. So you can see how quickly I can come up with thousands of ideas that will work really great for my niche. So I'm hoping that you understand where I'm going with that, but I'm telling you that generator that I told you about that I want you to have will walk you through that process in detail. So like, what? Scratching your head? Go grab this and you'll be able to start, working through that content. Okay, moving on because I have a lot to cover today. I decided to cover the whole thing today so that you guys could have everything you need right away. All right, cool. So back to our ideas. The other thing that you want to do is produce your videos. So that is going to be a big part of this too, is producing those videos. And I think this is where a lot of people get stuck. So I am going to dig into this just a little deeper. The first thing that you want to do is create templates, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. And then time block is really hugely important. You need to set aside 1 to 3 hours pretty much on a weekly basis, or set a whole day aside on a less frequent basis to create these things. So you can create a bunch of different short form video in a block time. So you could create 3 to 5 videos if you're prepared, you have everything in order, you know what you're going to talk about, and then you just go in and you create them. And then you don't have to go back and create them again for weeks at a time if you do it that way. So it is a very cool way to do it. If you're really in on this, you don't have to come up every day with a new short form video idea. I know some people do that and it just seems overwhelming to somebody like me who's a business owner. I don't know about you, but tell me if that feels overwhelming to you to come up with something every single day, or does it sound better if you only do it maybe like 3 to 5 hours once every month? Tell me what sounds better to you. Is it better like just for you to set aside an hour a week and do 1 or 2 and then, get them done at that time? Let me know. And then the tools, I'm going to go deeper into the tools. I have a bunch of tool ideas for you, probably more than you even want to know about, but I'm not going to demo the tools. I'm just going to list them and show them, and you can decide which one sounds like one you might want to dig into a little deeper. I could do a demo video in the future if you wanted that. Just let me know. There's just a lot of information here today, but I wanted to get it all out so that you had a framework. Okay, cool. So creating templates. The first thing that I mean by that is there are like Canva templates and things, and I do have a really cool link for Canva templates, but in this case, I'm talking about kind of a format for each one. So if you have a format for each video, like when you have all your ideas listed out, then you can go back and add these 4 pieces. So you need a hook. Especially with short form video, usually the hook is really, really important. Something that gets people's attention, that draws them in. For our podcasts, I do a lot of internal podcasts right now for clients. And one of the things we do is we actually put the whole podcast together, and then we go and pull a piece out and put it at the front. So because you're going to be scheduling these, you could do that as well. You could put like a little piece at the front that kind of grabs people. Um, it is, there are trends, there are things like that. So, I mean, those trends are a little bit of a hook in and of themselves on these different platforms. And so I know that people like really get, flustered with the trends. And I even have seen a bunch of creators that are putting out what's the latest trend this week on Instagram. You might want to look at that for reels. There's just a ton of people that are doing that are showing you what the current trend is. And that's a great way for you to get ideas, no doubt. But you don't have to do a trend necessarily either. You can just do like direct to camera and talk. You can do smaller things like I said, this hook is really important to bring them in. Like, what are they going to get out of this video? Like right away, like, hey, for this, for example, I might say something like, easy, like, are you sick of like trying to come up with a new reel or a new short form video every day? Like, are you sick of trends? I mean, that could be relatable content, like say, oh my gosh, another trend. Okay. And kind of launch in. And then you have an intro, which is more about what you're going to actually talk about. Like, so here's what I'm going to tell you about that. Like, oh my gosh, I cannot stand another trend. Do I have to do all of these trends? And then I go into the intro and say, hey, today I'm going to tell you how I have gotten over doing trends for TikTok or for reels or for YouTube shorts. By the way, everybody has short video now. YouTube, TikTok, reels. A good length, by the way, I'm going to stop here and tell you, a good length for most videos is 60 seconds. That would fit in most of those all three of those platforms I just told you, YouTube, LinkedIn, and TikTok. So 60 seconds is a good length, and you can multi-purpose use it. Also, creating it off of the platform is, maybe a good way to reuse it across platforms without, watermark problems and whatever. Although some of the platforms love for you to create it there. I personally like to create them and then just schedule them because it's just, something has to give in my time. Okay, so you tell the intro, like what they're going to get out of it, and then the body of the thing. Say, here's the 3 things I do. Do. And I would tell them my 3-part process, right? And then the CTA is like, hey, if you are like struggling with this, comment in my comment section and tell me exactly what you're struggling with on short form video. I want to know so I can create more content for you. So I'm going to ask you that now. What are you struggling with in short form content? I would love to know. Put it in the comments. I want to hear from you because I want to create content for you that is relevant. Okay, so that's the template. You can make this template anything you want it to be. This is just a really common, kind of template that, many people talk about, and it does get results. So, that I love this template. It's a great way to go. But whatever it is you do, it's good for you to kind of stick with a rhythm. It doesn't have to be exactly the same every time, but I've seen that a lot of these rhythm kind of things help people to connect into your content and know that it's yours. Like it kind of brands it. If you have your own little way of doing things, like you have your own little thing you do. I know you've seen some creators, they have their followers have names. I'm into true crime a little bit. And I've been watching this video, this channel on YouTube called the Grizzlies or Grizzly True Crime. And she calls all of us the Grizzlies. Oh, how I love all my Grizzlies. And, let's go onto Twitter and talk. So that's really interesting. So you can think about that too. Like, what is it that makes you kind of unique and special? And then follow that format over and over and over again. Oh, okay, cool. There you go. Thank you, L. Wayne. I appreciate you. He says, my first experiment with a similar template landed our first Instagram reel over 13K views. And that one didn't even have a hook. Definitely working on that now. Oh, that's awesome. I would love to see that. Like if you could send me the link to that video, I would love to see it. That would be awesome. I would love to see what you're doing. I always love to see what people are doing. All right. So that's really the template. You need one, I think, and it can be unique to you and so on. But this is really the four things that should be in almost every video. And a CTA doesn't mean like go to my website, or it could, but generally it's more like a call to engagement in short form video, a call to comment, a call to comment or like or share, or a call to share something of your own. These CTAs are really important because they grow that relationship. And then once in a while, when you throw in a CTA where you need them to take action outside of the app, they're more likely to do it because you've already like pretty much, gained their trust. So that's really important that not all CTAs are like, go to my website and buy. PS, just saying. I just want to make sure we understand that. And then some of the tools that I want to show you, I actually need to get out of here real quick so I can show you the tools that I have put together for you today. So one of the things that you need to do with the template is that you are going to need to have some tools as well, scheduling tools and other kinds of tools to create the videos. So I just want to share a few tools with you, and I'm going to do it through like tabs because I have a couple of tabs here open at the moment. Let me open them real quick. So in the end of the day, the tool that makes you get it done is the best tool for the job. Just going to say that right up front because again, there's no magical tool out there. I've got so many tools, it's crazy, but you have to have a process, a format, a way of getting things done, a standard operating procedure for your videos that get you from A to B, to getting them from the ideas to getting them done to getting them out there. And so don't get too hooked up with the tools. Thank you, Wayne. Elwayne, I'm going to put this up here. If anybody wants to take a picture of it, you can. This is on LinkedIn. If you're in LinkedIn, you can probably click on it. Thank you so much. I'm going to definitely go check that out later. That's amazing. So let me really quickly share my screen with you so I can show you some of these amazing tools that I love so much. Let me go to, I don't want to do a tab. I want to do a window. There we go. Let me get this up for you guys. Here it is. It's really hard to see these small things, but I actually created a list of these. Okay, so let me see if I can make this much bigger so you can see it. Oh. So one that I like a lot is called Pictory.ai. It's a little bit like, so of those of you who know it, it's like Descript a little bit. But what this does is you can take longer form videos, pull them into Pictory AI, and then cut them into little segments. So I know you've seen some people that have like a long form video, like I do long form videos. And if I can take my long form video and then cut it into smaller pieces, that's really helpful. Also, like after this live, one of the things I might do is have my stand. I have a stand right here beside my desk. And I will show you in a minute some of those tools, but I have a stand and then all I have to do is put my phone on it and then I can just start talking into it. So sometimes when I do these longer form videos, I will pause after I'm done and like break them down into 3 or 4 shorter form videos that are vertical. So that vertical format is really important, obviously. So that's going to be a huge thing. There's another one that I've used a lot called Wave.video. And Wave is really cool because you can put like graphics on top of your video. You can do all kinds of amazing things like that. So I love Wave because you could kind of create cool videos inside of there. Another one that I've been recently using more is called Chopcast, also a repurposing tool, kind of like Pictory. And I'm just trying different ones. And Chopcast is a newer one that I've been trying. It's where you can repurpose for webinars, video podcasts, and then, of course, repurpose.io, which is like one of the original repurposing kind of tools. And then again, the last one there is called Big View. And I love Big View because if you're a person that's like, I can't just talk to a camera, I don't know what to do. I'm going to open that one because I think that one's really important for you to see. So Big View is a teleprompter basically for your phone. And so you can put 3 or 4 different ideas on it, put them on, and it actually teleprompts up. And what I love about Big View more than some of the others is it actually moves with your your speech pattern. So you can set it for a certain speed, but it also can actually follow your speed, which I love about that one. So this is a teleprompter that I really like, that goes on your phone. And so if I'm doing something important, I will use Big View, and I use it all the time. So today I'm not using it. Today I'm just speaking off the cuff. But these are things I know a lot about. But if you're trying to do a shorter video, sometimes that's harder. Like a long video, you have a lot of space, you can say a lot of things, but in a short video, you have to get to the point. I'm going to say that again. In a short video, you just have to get to the point, and that sometimes needs a little bit of help, and I sometimes need little, at least some small bullet points or something to keep me going. So Big View is an amazing teleprompter for that. I love, 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 love it, and recommend it highly. Okay, great. Yeah, and I just recommend it highly. All right, the free one. Okay, so let me show you some other things. Um, I also love Canva, and everybody who knows me knows I'm a Canva freak. I love Canva, and Canva actually has um, templates. So you can actually just type into Google TikTok templates just TikTok templates Canva, or Reels templates Canva. I mean, Reels and TikTok are pretty much the same templates. So you can ask it for these templates, and it'll pull up this page. They've made some really cool pages that just have this, and I found the actual template page this way. But yeah, we use Canva all the time. But this gives you some ideas. I think it's an amazing way to do it. They have a free version. If you don't use it, it's pull that. That's all for that. And so I'm going to go back here to our presentation, and we've got our hook and intro, and then our tools. So those are the tools that I recommend. There's a lot of other ones too out there. Okay. So, it depends on what you want to do. So I use another one called Wondershare here that's downloadable onto your computer. It's Filmora, Filmora, Wondershare, the company's both names. And they have an app for your phone, and they have an actual software for your computer. That's how I do all my video editing, both on my phone and on my computer. And then I put them into things like Canva and so on. So that's the flow. You put it in your camera or on your computer. You download the videos. You either chop them up with a repurposing tool. I gave you a few. Or you do them directly to camera, and then you clean them up if you need to in something like Filmora, and then you put them into something like Canva to put your branding on, to put some extra little stickers and things that make them interesting. Or you can load them right into your phone and do them with the actual app if you have that kind of time. And by the way, you can save them as drafts. So you can save them as drafts, and then, let them loose when it's time. So there's a really good little workflow that I just gave you there for getting those into like editing. Okay, cool. So if you have questions about that, let me know in the comments. I know I went through that very fast, but I want to move on to promotion, because once you put the videos out, that's the huge part of it. Like if people start to interact with it. So most of the algorithms for all of these short form video places, I mean, short form videos are sort of, they can kind of gain likes and comments later, but they're pretty short lived. You're going to have a big rush in and then a rush out, and then they aren't going to come back again. So you want to schedule those videos to kind of drop like on a weekly basis, and you want to see if you can't, create some immediate likes and comments and stuff on that video. So part of that is also being active on the platforms where you are posting. If you're active and you're active in the right niche. So one of the things that I've been talking to big brands, they actually have hired people to go onto TikTok and interact with the right, people and brands and stuff on TikTok. So like if you watch a bunch of cooking things, then you're going to be lumped into that kind of category as far as a community, and your stuff might be shown to cooking people. But if you're writing about marketing, that's not going to work. So I would just suggest, especially with TikTok specifically, that you understand that they're kind of trying to lump you into categories. I know that for me, when I'm on there, they try to lump me into the over 40 category, because I've done a little look around there. Marketing definitely shows up for me there. And also a lot of musical theater, because my son is actually auditioning right now to be a musical theater major. So I've been watching a lot of that stuff because I'm kind of interested in it at it at the moment. So that's the thing that you need to realize about it. And also with Instagram, it's similar because on Instagram, they really want to see you interacting with other people. So even if you go on like once or twice a day and just interact with accounts and like genuinely interact, don't go interact just to get what you want out of it, but go interact because you're building a community. Ah, for YouTube, I think YouTube Shorts are really coming along. If you have a YouTube channel, this actually streams live on YouTube. So for me, I need to probably, kick up my shorts game on YouTube because that gives people a little taste of who you are. And then they click on your little circle and they can go see your channel and maybe they start watching some of your videos. So definitely YouTube is big deal. I also have heard that Spotify is starting a short form video service, which, of course, if you're a musician or anything like that, that's probably really hugely important. And also, you can do the same on Pinterest. So, Pinterest allows short form video as well. So, absolutely, guys, this is like a trend that is not going away, and our attention spans are getting shorter. So, if you're still here, that's shocking because this is long form video, but I'm glad you're here. So, thank you if you are. And so you want to extend those videos. So the best way to do that is by, taking that content and turning it into longer form video or longer form content. So you can take the content you worked really hard on and turn it into like a long stream like this one, or you can turn it into a blog post. So because these videos are short-lived, it's a good idea for you to bring them in to other kinds of formats and maybe even hook back to them. You can link back to them as an example. The other thing that I would say as well is that with this extension of your videos, you can use them again. And I know lots of really, 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 really popular content creators that do that. Like they'll use them again, like a couple of years later or a year later. And people don't really necessarily remember that piece of short form content a year later. So if you're, dropping them in, I know that I've heard many people do that. And sometimes I've seen it. I'm like, oh, I think I've seen this before. But only if you're really closely watching that creator will you notice this. So PS. Yeah, I know. Spotify. Yes, that is something new. And it's very new, Elwayne. So I don't know if it's available to everyone yet. So you need to check on it because they started testing it in last year, kind of later last year on Spotify. And so see if it's available to you, if that's something of interest to you. I am not experimenting with that right now because I don't have any music on there, but I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea for people with podcasts on there too. Could be. Actually, that just occurred to me. So yeah, I think that a podcast would also like, could you imagine a podcast with short form video clips? That would be really fun. Anyway, that's cool. So a social media post cycle. Okay, yeah, I was just talking about that. So the social media post cycle is really all about like how often do you post, when do you post? And for these short form video sites, I think a lot of people are putting them up, 2, 3 times a week, but even once a week is a good place to start. Okay, so that's a really great place to start is once per week. But yeah, as far as the cycle, you can reuse your content. Cool. And yeah, okay. And then I'm going to fragmentation, which is another thing. So that is all of that. I wanted to show you one more other thing that is really kind of important or could be important for you. And that is your gear. So again, people ask, what about lights? What about cameras? What about all these things? And I have put together an Amazon list of all of the things that I use. But these little noodle stands, I know you can't really see them very well. These little noodle stands like this, I have found these to be so, so, so helpful. They don't take up too much floor space. I have one sitting right here beside my desk. Here, I have one sitting right here. So this is my noodle stand, just like this one. And it's right here. And then I have this really great clip on it for my phone, although I'll have to go get it out of my backpack. I can't show it to you right now because it's in my backpack at the moment because I have it on my Manfrotto handheld because I was out somewhere with it the other day. So this stand, as little man, can screw out and hold any phone. Taking a minute to get here. It can screw out and hold any phone. So you put that on a noodle stand, and then you have this little place, and you can just immediately, just start to record things. So, for example, like after this show, I can go and record a couple of things to camera that we just talked about. So, these are really, really great. I will actually quickly share my link for that. And here's another thing that I use too, by the way. I use ClickUp to organize all these shows and organize everything. I've given you guys a worksheet, but basically, this is the same thing with a little more sophistication because I have a team now that helps me with some of this, and this is how we communicate with each other. I have all of my ideas here, and we go through the idea, plan, and record. We go to blog and email, then we go to the promo pack, and then evergreen. These are all the evergreen things that I can reshare again in the future. So there's just having a process, guys. I just can't quite tell you how important having a process is for your stuff. Okay, here is the Amazon um, store. And these things are cheap. I don't know if you saw that. They weren't super expensive. They get the noodle stand and the thing I just told you about. I have lights in here. I do have on there the lights that I'm using. They're very useful. And I've been very pleased to have them here in my office. It just makes everything easier to see. Everything looks better whenever you're well lit. And then, of course, yes, as you saw at the beginning, having an audio is very important. I showed you at the beginning how important it is to have audio. So those are all of the things, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Oh, I have to give you the banner. It doesn't like my Amazon thing. Hold on just a second. I will put the banner on here. Hold a second. So if you're interested in the stuff on Amazon, this is my storefront, so you can look at them. You don't have to buy them from me or from my storefront, but they are definitely I'm an Amazon influencer or whatever they call it. So you can. I think I get a little. Like I think I have to get like $25 before I don't get very much money from this anyway. So but yeah, I do get a little bit of a piece of it, I guess. So Amazon.to/41VZ capital Z lowercase g 9 capital M. I would love for you guys to check that out because some of those tools are like I I couldn't live without them, honestly, and they make my job so much easier. So anyway, let me know if you have any other questions. I love that you came by. Thank you so much. If you're watching this in replay, please, please, please let me know you were here, and I would love to see all of your information and what you do. And I can't wait to kind of see all the stuff you guys are up to. And yeah, let me know. And next week we're going to be on the next step of the trends. I've been doing the 5 trends of social media, and I am going to be doing another trend next week. So definitely come back for that. And yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel. And if you are there, I would love it if you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow that a bit. So that would be awesome. And yeah, that'd be amazing. So guys, I will talk to you later, and I'll see you next week. Same time, same place. We're going to be talking social media trends. Bye.